This is Two Crazy Scoops Podcast with your hosts Ao and Antino. This week we got returning guest Ethan Plumb, live from Arkansas, who's going to share with us some insights on life and fact check all of our facts. So stay tuned. Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops Podcast with your hosts Ao and Antino. And we're going to try out a new format today, where we make the guests sit here for 5 minutes and listen to us rant and rave about some of our favorite artists. I know a lot of people right now are just looking for, I've been listening to a lot of music right now. That's one of my hobbies. Listening to new stuff, listening to old stuff. And so me and Ao, we're just going to suggest certain bands or songs that we personally enjoyed, and maybe you might enjoy it as well. So Aaron's really into Megadeth right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
The album for the week for me would be an album by Rodrigo y Gabriela, which I think the album itself is called Rodrigo y Gabriela. They're a Mexican acoustic guitar duo whose music is influenced by a number of genres, including nuevo flamenco, rock, and heavy metal. But there is really no heavy metal in their music. It's just very, very passionate, focused. It's like classical music with the intensity and focus of hard rock.
Yeah.
One of the tracks that I really enjoy was called Viking Man. And Ao, you say you saw them live, or you watched a DVD?
No. I wish I could have seen them live. No, I saw a DVD. Their first album. I think it was the first album.
Yes, and that is the one I was talking about.
Yeah. So it was just I just watched the DVD that came with the deluxe edition, and yeah, it was amazing.
And basically, it's a guy and a girl. I don't know if they're related, or I don't know. I'm not going to delve too deep into that, but they basically play the guitar as if it's a percussion instrument. So when you're listening to it, you can hear a lot of really deep, hard, tonal sounds playing it, but the guitar is really nice and smooth because obviously it's a nylon string acoustics that they're playing. I will say, however, when I was taking guitar lessons when I was 13, my guitar teacher did not like their technique in playing classical guitar and said that they were very sloppy. So if there's any music buffs out there who are really don't like unprofessional artists or people that don't do things the way you're supposed to, then
I say forget what they forget that.
Yeah. If you're listening to this and you have these hard opinions, just shut it off right now. And educate yourself.
And the Gabriella, she is amazing. I've never seen anyone play the guitar like that before her. That was the first time I ever seen her use the guitar as a drum and a guitar at the same time.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
It's like August Rush on steroids.
Yeah.
If you ever saw that film.
I never saw that film.
You never saw August Rush?
I did not.
Did you see it, Ethan? Again, I don't think there's anything wrong in it, but the kid, his parents meet and they have a kid. And they don't know that they have a kid.
How it happens.
And so he doesn't know who his parents are, but he's like this musical, what do you call that? Someone who's really good right off the bat without even trying. Anyways, he plays the guitar by tapping on it like a drum, and it sounds like, I don't know, it's not a realistic movie, but it's very musical, and it has Robin Williams in it, so it's kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so now that we got that portion of the podcast out of the way, which is the Ao and Antino suggest what you need to listen to. I was going to put this soundbite in. Right now we're testing out a lot of different things for next season because we're trying to, I think this is going to be the last episode, but we want to next time have a lot of things set up and make it a lot more structured. So I had the whole idea where we have Antino and
Hey, you can't be giving it all away right now.
Sorry. Anyways, now the moment of truth, the real reason why everyone showed up here today, to watch Aaron eat. Oh no!
Well, well, actually, I do want to kind of eat, but I'm gonna do both.
I'm still gonna post it. So
okay, that's fine.
No, we have Ethan here with us, back again, live in person.
Yes, I'm back.
So Ethan, how's the haircut situation been?
I just have one question.
Oh.
Well, my question was, why is Aaron always eating during the podcast?
This is only the second podcast I've ever eaten during, and it's because Grubhub was late. They were supposed to bring my food earlier, and they were late. So I'm blaming it on them.
The haircut situation is interesting. There was a while there where I wouldn't let my mom cut it. It was just like a denial phase where I was like, no, I'm not going to be in COVID forever. And then now I have no choice because I'm growing a mullet. So
you'll fit in perfectly in Arkansas then.
Yeah, really. I just need some overalls.
I don't know if your audio.
I don't own a pair of overalls.
Your audio's kind of a little crackly. As Aaron takes one giant bite from a
no, I got chicken. Ugh, dude, I'm starving.
Oh my god.
What?
We can't hear you, but I don't even want to know what those headphones do.
Now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know what these are. I ordered them off Amazon and I immediately hated them, but I don't know. I guess they'll do the.
What did you imagine they were going to look like?
They're giant. They did not look this big. I did not realize I was going to become a pilot.
There's an air traffic controlman here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So yeah. Do you buy stuff off the Amazon a lot these days?
No, not really. I don't like buying stuff, but like I bought a few things when COVID started, but I mean, I haven't bought a lot. Overall, I think the best thing I bought was like this watch because it's like $30 and it acts as a smartwatch. And so it'll track like everything. But with $30, I was like, man, that's a really good deal.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So are you cutting your hair with clippers or with scissors?
My mom has been doing them with scissors.
How's that going?
Pretty good. As long as it looks okay here, the back doesn't matter. Because if you're on Zoom, they're only going to see the front of you anyway. So
yeah, just don't look behind you.
This is true.
Yeah.
Just don't turn back. Yeah, and always turn off your
camera.
Just don't
turn around.
Turns around and got like Rapunzel going on there.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a reverse mullet.
Yeah, like I said, I'm getting a mullet.
Anna's been cutting my hair, but I tried doing it, and I had like this vision of what it was going to look like, and it just went terribly wrong. So I just buzzed it all off. I was like, whatever, we're gonna start from square one.
She did a good job. It looks good.
Do you have pictures?
This is it grown out after being buzzed, huh?
Do you have pictures by any chance of after that?
We didn't even really record the podcast during that time because we had all the episodes that were lined up.
Man.
So. Yeah, I have to say, getting a haircut right now it's funny because like you'll go on Zoom meetings with people and you see the ones that are like struggling.
Yes, yeah, you really do. There's just some of them that it's like,
tell.
Man.
Yeah, then you can see the people that were just like, I'm just buzzing it. I don't care. Like, normally their hair is long, but it's just short now because you're not going to go to a barber.
COVID's been rough on some people. You can tell because of their hair.
Because of their hair.
Yes.
Yeah, I let mine grow out pretty like long.
Yeah.
It got crazy there. So let me see, Ethan. So we're having you back again. Last time we talked about hiking. Again, yes. I'll remind everyone that you ditched me.
I did not ditch you.
We went bowling.
That was a blast.
What else did we talk about?
Pizza.
Oh, Ethan, remind me again. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. Because it was kind of funny because when he was asking you earlier about like would you buy off Amazon, I'm like, he's 13. How can he buy anything off Amazon?
I look like I'm 13.
Aaron
But,
always
I'm
thinks everyone's
actually not.
younger than they are, though.
Yeah, honestly.
I think
I
we-
look that way.
We had Isaiah on the podcast, and he was like, "What do you do for work? Or are you even old enough to work?" And Isaiah's like 24.
Oh my gosh.
That's not old by any means.
Yeah,
No, that's not old, but
compared to 13, I mean.
yeah. My goodness, 13.
So, hey there, little buddy. Thanks for being on the podcast again. What kind of ice cream do you like?
Hey, little feller.
Yeah, we talked about pizza with Ethan last time too.
Yes.
Ethan's the pizza guy.
I do not work at pizza anymore. So,
Oh, you don't?
No,
You
I
can't.
quit that place.
Did they
Yes.
shut it down?
No, but basically, I just was. One of my coworkers came to work sick while COVID was happening, and she said she was going to get tested. So I was like, "Nah, I'm not going in." And then she was like, "Come on," and I was like, "No." And then she's like, "I can't just like let you go for 2 weeks." And so I was like, "Okay, well then I quit." So I mean, that's kind of the short story of it.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
it was
why
a
wouldn't
whole
she?
ordeal.
Why wouldn't she let you go for 2 weeks though? I don't understand. Like, considering what's going on.
I mean, they were following COVID guidelines because they had to, but I don't think any of them actually cared.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I had worked at a Papa John's for a little bit when all this first happened.
Yeah.
So I said I wouldn't go back to pizza, but desperate times call for desperate
Yeah.
pepperonis.
Yeah.
And
Gosh.
I think the update that I can give about the pizza stories is that the business model for Papa John's is actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, and the manager that I worked for was a product of that, I guess, business
Okay.
plan. So she was really
That's
cool.
awesome.
But she ended up quitting, and when she quit, I quit because I was like, I don't think I can have another manager that's not
Yeah.
like you, because all the other people that worked in the store were kind of hard.
But
But with Papa John's, like, they paid me to do the training, so I just sat there and watched the videos. And
nice.
they didn't pay me at the Hungry Howie's for that.
How many hours of training did you have to do?
I think it was just like 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
And
When I was working at Pizza Hut, there was a lot of hours of training, but they did pay me for it, so that was cool.
yeah, but these are all like videos and stuff, and it was like, it's funny how, I don't know, those training videos are always funny because they're like,
Oh yeah.
here's Johnny. Johnny's trying to graduate high school after dropping out. In order to afford to get his GED, he's going to go deliver pizzas. He's like, hi, Miss Williams. How are you doing? Oh, hi, Johnny. Oh, okay, your total's going to be 11's. Oh, thanks. Hey, here's $10. Keep it. You're doing such a great job. Oh, I thank you, Miss Williams.
That never happens.
Here's your newspaper as well.
What?
And then he
Dude.
walks off.
So a lot of that was cartoon, huh?
Yeah, it was a weird kind of like pictures, but voiceover for the pictures.
So when I was doing Pizza Hut, it was a lot like that. And then they would have like the box, like cartoon setup, where like the words are up here. But what they did do was when I started doing management training, and there was like 40 hours of that. That was a lot. I think it was like 40 hours. It was a lot. But anyways, so there was, but basically there was this guy and he was making vlogs about it. So he was like just a new manager, and then after every one he's like, hey, this is the vlog, and then he called it Zack Attack. And he was like, Zack Attack fans, and I was like, oh, I hate this so much.
Hey there, Zack Attack fans. It's coming back
Yeah.
to another episode
Oh
of
my goodness, it was like that.
Training for Pizza Hut.
Wait a minute, he was blogging every step of the way while he was learning?
There would be like an episode where the crisis would occur or something, and then after that he'd be he'd just be like doing a vlog.
So
And
your
he'd be
training
like,
was
"This is
watching this
Zack
guy's
Attack."
vlogs?
Kind of. You'd watch what happened, and then at the end he would do a vlog about like what he learned and stuff. And he was so hyper and into Pizza Hut, treating it like it was the best career ever. And I was like, yeah, he's full of crap.
Oh yeah,
He's
well,
just
that's
getting paid really well to act.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's funny because at a certain point, you kind of have to submit to these companies are just going to make themselves sound like they're great in every single training.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're ridiculous. But that was just one portion of it. I say 40 hours because like the whole thing was 40 hours, I think, something like that. But the one portion of it, that portion was smaller. And then the next portion of it was a test you have to take, and it's all about like viruses and using
Oh.
things. That was interesting though.
Yeah, it was about transfer off of
Yeah.
certain
The surf safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. I did not dislike that. The only problem is I did all this training.
I'm
And
still
then
trying to
quit.
process the I did not dislike that sentence. Sorry.
I didn't like the
I
learning
did
about
not.
viruses and stuff. Oh
Did
wait,
not like not learning or learning.
I didn't dislike the videos about the
Sorry.
viruses and stuff. That was good stuff to know.
Yeah. Especially at home when you're like, oh, maybe I should put the meat on the bottom drawer instead of the top.
Oh
dripping
my gosh.
juices all over the
Yeah,
vegetables.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, at the end of the Papa John's, at your final video that you're supposed to watch, you watched two girls play songs on ukuleles about Papa John's.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was part of the training. Like someone's daughter was, I don't know what. They were probably just like, hey, I've got Jessica here and she's going to play a song. Just put it in the training videos. It's entertaining.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like sitting in her room and it's just like a room with pizza boxes all around her. And she's like,
Wait,
Papa
what?
John's pizza is the pizza for you
You and
and
me.
me.
Yes.
No, but she was singing something else. I skipped it. I was like, I can't do this. I was like, you could feed
skip them?
that one. I'm not sure if you were supposed to, but I just like slid it ahead.
Oh no, you could not do that for me. I would have done that with all of them.
Oh no, well, my manager was sitting there over my shoulder the whole time, but then
really?
she left for that one.
So you're like skip immediately.
Yeah, I was like, I can't.
She walks out. You're like,
I have standards when it comes to music. I'm sorry.
I have standards when it comes
But
to
you were
anything.
getting
and that
paid,
was below any-
No amount of payment can make me sit
Yeah.
through that area.
Yeah,
You can't pay to torture me, okay?
that's
I'm not that kind of guy.
paying for garbage.
Good to know.
Paid for garbage.
But they have an actual standard at Papa John's. It's a little like circular
Mm.
see-through thing that they put on top of the pizza, and that's how they grade it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's this one woman who they were training who is also really cool. She's a very Hispanic lady, and I'm sure she could cook like amazing dishes.
Yeah.
But they would just like sit there and criticize her pizza and be like, "Nope, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like it's not right still. You have to do this or that." And I'm like, "Man, it kind of sucks when you've like really good at cooking one thing, but then like it comes to pizza and it just doesn't."
Well, my first manager, who I loved, he was the guy that I got the job with, and he was awesome. But while I was like learning to cook and stuff, he'd just walk by and be like, "That sucks," and then just keep going.
Yeah.
And he just let me make the pizzas and stuff, but he would just keep letting me know until it didn't suck.
No, my other
But-
manager at Hungry Howie should always do that. She'd be like, "That looks terrible."
Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry. She's like, "You see this? It's the cheese anchor. Do you know what the cheese anchor is?"
What cheese anchor?
So it's like you got to put the cheese around the outer edge of the sauce.
Oh, yes. And then
So
fill
that-
in the inside.
Yeah, so that the toppings don't all fall off. She's like, you don't have a cheese anchor right here." And then I put like too much cheese by accident. She'd be like, "What are you trying to burn their mouths to death?"
Yeah.
But she had a little more colorful.
My
words than that.
manager would get so upset if I took like the cup and scooped out the cheese and then like raked off the top, but say there was like because sometimes there's like holes in it because it'll get clumped together. So you'll like put a little bit more on top. She'd be like, no, don't do that.
So at Pizza Hut, do they put the
In
toppings
chips.
on first and then the cheese, or the cheese and then the toppings?
Not unless there's a big mistake. It's supposed to be cheese first. So
Oh, because Papa John's, they put cheese last.
really,
Yeah, unless it's pepperoni.
And it's really good too when they
yeah,
with the cheese on top. It's actually a good idea.
it's a really good idea because it holds all the toppings down.
Yeah, so that was cool, but I liked Hungry Howie's pizza way better.
Oh, really?
Not that I'd turn down free food ever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't really like Pizza Hut's pizza, but you can always like make it the way you like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have that much creative control over the kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can mix any sauces together.
Yeah.
One of the ladies, she cut up a bunch of chicken wings and put that on top of the pizza.
Yes.
And then cooked it.
Were the
And-
chicken wings already cooked?
Yes. They're like
Yes.
and I didn't think it'd make that much of a difference. I thought it just tastes like chicken, but man, it was
It's
good.
amazing, dude. And then like put like barbecue sauce over that. Oh, that is good stuff.
Okay. It's funny that you talk about the barbecue sauce because we were just talking to our friends in Angola, and they're
Really?
talking about how much they hate sweet chicken or sweet meat, and the barbecue sauce didn't make sense to them
What?
because it just doesn't taste good.
Oh no, now I'm gonna offend some guys from Angola.
Yeah, for them, meat should not be sweet. So no barbecue sauce, no sweet and sour, any of that. They're like,
Which is
that's
funny because
disgusting.
Anna's like that too. She doesn't like
Huh.
barbecue sauce.
See, I love Chinese food and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I can eat meat any different way, but that's like I like that.
But it was just that reminded me of that because I do love barbecue pizza, man.
Yeah. Isn't that what we had when I was in Arizona?
We had the bacon ranch cheese,
That's what it was.
chicken bacon ranch, the
Chicken
CBR.
bacon ranch.
Yeah, the CBR,
Yeah.
man. It was off the
Dude.
the good menu. There's like the cheap pizzas, and then they have like the specialty ones.
Yeah.
And I had worked Super Bowl day, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
and so they gave me a free pizza for doing that because I was like working my butt off.
Yeah. Yeah, for Super Bowl, they didn't give you anything special at Pizza Hut. They were just like, you're expected to work this day and you get fired if you don't. So,
Hungry Howie's, they kind of did things like a little bit. My manager was cool. She just was not very easy. Sometimes.
I had to do an 8-hour shift on Super Bowl Sunday, which I'm pretty sure was like the second longest shift besides like one of the big managers. I was like, my gosh, man, let me go home.
So let me see. What else happened with the pizza thing? Oh, at Papa John's too, they don't make you make pizzas if you're a driver.
Oh, really?
You have to do training for it, but at Hungry Howie's, I did pizzas, I did the register, I did the driving, I did the cleaning. I mean, I'll do cleaning at Papa John's too. It was like, that was mainly what I did was prep work and then cleaning.
See, in Waldron, for the Pizza Hut, they don't deliver at all.
Oh.
So we have a drive-through window, but from the training, like from what I learned about like delivery, they only have to like fold boxes and maybe do cut tables sometimes.
Did you guys have onions at Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Dude, that was my first time cutting onions was at Papa John's.
You had to cut them?
Yeah. I had to
They
cut
always like come in a bag pre-cut.
No, I had to cut them like because Papa John's wants the best ingredients, better pizza, all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, since
But-
I don't work there anymore, you know my crap manager that I was talking about? She did not know how to order a truck. And so we were always running out of stuff. I mean, always. And then the customer blames you for that. Well, anyways, so we would run out of stuff, and she'd just be like, oh, just go down to the supermarket and pick up a bell pepper or a tomato. And it's like,
yeah.
okay.
That Hungry Howie's, I'd have to do that too. Sometimes we run out of mushrooms.
Yeah.
And you're just going grocery shopping for the store.
Exactly. It's like, can you please just learn how to do your job?
Well, they had me do inventory at Hungry Howie's, and it went bad, man.
Inventory. Why is it so confusing?
It's difficult, and my manager,
really
she's like,
is.
she was like, "How do you people not know how to count?" And I was like, you know, if all of us can't do it, it must be hard.
Well, did you have those guys that would try and cheat and like not do it? But
All of them
fudge
would
the
cheat, and
numbers?
what would happen is if they cheated on the numbers one day,
Mm-hmm.
when you go to crunch the numbers the next day, which would be me doing it like at night,
Actually,
when you actually do it correctly. Oh,
Yeah.
well, no, I mean, yesterday I said we had this many, but, you know, just change it to this or
Yeah.
that. And so you got to change up how much you're doing and all this stuff. We were taking an inventory every night.
yeah.
And then
Go ahead.
I was just going to say Sundays was a full inventory. That includes sauces.
Mm-hmm. So Mondays were weekly inventory, and she did that, the manager. So we never had to worry about it on Mondays. But the stupid thing was these guys were fudging the numbers so bad. Like, they would get so bad and never be doing it, or just so dumb at doing it that
Dude, I was the worst.
when you'd go to do it, you'd be so far behind. So then she started making it where, like, big, crucial items, you had to count them 3 times before the actual inventory was done and write them down during the day so that you couldn't fudge the numbers. Like, I wasn't the one doing this, and it was like there was all these stupid rules about it. I was like, ugh.
Have you
People
done
would actually
inventory
do their
before,
job.
Aaron?
Not in pizza.
Oh, dude, it's terrible. You got
Yeah.
like a box full of chicken wings, right? So you got roasted wings, and then you had boneless wings. And sometimes, like, the roasted wings were 25 pounds, and the boneless wings were 10 pounds, but they were the same size box.
Yeah.
And so you would go in, and they'd be like, okay, so we got 2 boxes in the freezer. We have 1/2 container out in the make line, and we have, like, a bag that's sitting on top of those 2 boxes. So how much does that weigh? You know, you got to do the math. But yesterday, some girl, or it was a guy or a girl. I mean, I worked with a lot of women there, and they just didn't really want to do the inventory. And so, you just walk in there and be like, you'd put it in the computer, and the manager would come up the next day, and she's like, "What the heck were you doing yesterday?" I was like, "I thought I did it right." And she's like, "You missed this other thing." I'm like, "Oh," or like I said, you'd switch it, and she's like, "How come it says we have 50 pounds of boneless wings? We've only got 2 boxes back there." And I'm like, "Wait, 2 boxes? Oh, I switched it up."
Yeah. Gosh, man.
Inventory is terrible.
It's horrible.
And then
It was the worst.
You start breaking it down into like pepperonis.
Wait,
So
so
you
what made inventory so difficult? Because I never
sounds
did it.
easy, right? It
It
sounds
really
like
does,
basic
yeah.
math. But when you're as dumb as I am, and it's 11 p.m. at night, and you want to
Yeah.
go home, and you've just had like a rush, it always happens. Like from 5 to 11, you had this crazy rush.
The store is disgusting.
Yeah, and you still have to clean the store.
Yeah.
I did have the drivers that I worked with; they would always clean. They were cool about it, and we had an in-store guy.
Cool.
We had an in-store guy who would clean. Like, that was his thing. So it was awesome. But when it came to inventory, so Aaron, like, you have a box of pepperonis, right? And in the box, there's 3 bags. Each bag weighs 10 pounds or 15 pounds. I don't know. Let's just say it's 10 pounds. So you also have a container where it goes 1 bag to 3 containers. Right? So how much does that weigh now? So you have
So there's 4 bags. So there's 4 bags altogether.
you got
You
2
got
containers and 1 box.
A full box.
A full box and 2 containers.
So how many bags come in a full box?
3.
Oh, it's only 3. Okay.
Yes. And
All
1
right.
bag fills 3 containers.
Okay.
And you have 2 containers and 1 box.
So the box is going to be 30 pounds.
Yes.
And then if a bag can fill 3 containers and you only got 2, then that means roughly 3 pounds are in each box, in each container roughly. We'll say 3.5 pounds in each container.
Okay.
So that's what, 37 pounds.
Sure. And then you go into the make line and you have a half full container
Mhm.
Okay.
on there.
So that's another 1.5 pounds. So 37,
You're eyeballing
38,
it at this point,
39.
right?
39. Yeah, 39 pounds.
Okay, good. So now we're gonna do chicken. And you've got frozen chicken. You have prepped chicken, and then you have chicken on the make line, and then you have chicken in the salad line.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, once it goes to the make line and the salad line, you got to eyeball it. And then sometimes they would only put half a bag that they had already taken stuff out of the freezer. And then there were some bags shoved in the back that you forgot was there.
Mm-hmm. And then you go to put it in after you've actually like gotten the math right. You've like recounted it, and then they didn't put it in right the last day. They just lied. So now you're up to like 60 pounds, and it's like what?
Yeah. So you have 37 pounds of pepperoni in store left,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yesterday, so and so said that they had 27 pounds. So somehow you gained 10 pounds of pepperoni
Yes.
overnight.
Oh my god! It's a miracle.
Wow.
They're like the pizza gods are blessing us.
So does somebody and so when that happens, how do they figure out what went wrong?
They just see who was ever working that shift, and my manager would just cover for everybody but me.
Yeah.
She would just be
Yeah,
like,
there's always the one they dislike, and it's typically you.
well, it's for me. It wasn't that. It was like the one who needed to be more responsible, because it's like, oh, so and so has a kid and she's really stressed out, so she's having trouble doing inventory tonight, you know?
Yeah.
Or this person, this and that, or I don't trust this person, so
But
I don't know.
you know that so-and-so that has the kid is actually going out and taking 20-minute smoke breaks.
yeah.
And they don't know that when they're there. Like,
Oh, they knew that too. All of them took 20-minute smoke breaks, which I
Oh
was
my
fine with. I'm just like, as long as there's no one around me, I can get my job done.
right, yeah. Well, until you get a rush, and there's
Even
two
when I
people
had
in
a
the
rush.
store at 11. Really?
Even when I had a rush, because I could keep track of what was being made and what time it was coming out of the oven. When I went with other people, they were like, why are you making that one first? I'm like, because it's the one that's next in the line. Oh, well, I just made that last one on the list, and then I'm going to go and do this other thing. And you're like, what? So now, like, you made 2 pizzas, and so you got this extra pizza, and they're like, what are we going to do with that? And the whole reason why they screwed you up is so that they could take a pizza home.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's funny that you just have all this, like, as long as no one was around me, it's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron, so inventory went straight to Phoenix, which was like where the head office was or something.
Mm-hmm.
So every night, not every night, but there's like a general manager or a manager who came down from Phoenix and looked over all the stores.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the one who would check the numbers, and he'd be like, why are these things happening? Why are you guys spending so much money on pepperoni? You know, why are you spending so much money on cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and cheese is another one.
Ugh. There was always cheese missing.
So you got
It's like every
40-pound box. 40. How much did the boxes weigh?
For us, it was 20. The boxes weighed 20 pounds.
That sounds about right. So you got how many bags were in a?
We just had one big bag in a box.
Okay, so we had 3 bags in a box.
Okay.
So it was the whole ratio again of I have 11 boxes at 20 pounds a box. Then I have cheese on the line and cheese in the salad. No, they didn't put cheese in the salad thing. And so even just that cheese itself was like so confusing.
Here's the problem with cheese is that people were always messing up and they would go to make a remake. But there's like a pound of cheese on every pizza, or at least that's what it was. For large pizzas, it would be like a poundish of cheese. So when you go to count the cheese at the end of the night, there's like 6 pizzas that had to be remade that nobody put in there. So now you're down like 6 pounds of cheese. And as that goes on night by night, that was the problem in our store with cheese. It was, I hated it.
The cheese just evaporates into the air.
Yeah. You have pepperoni randomly appearing and cheese evaporating.
Gotcha.
That's gonna be the name of the episode: is pepperoni randomly appearing and cheese evaporating.
All right.
So yeah, Aaron, I know it sounds like inventory is a walk in the park, and that's what I thought it was gonna be like. I was like, how come all these other idiots can't figure this out? It's just basic math.
Yeah.
That's still what it seems like, but
I think you have.
Well, okay,
Aaron's just calling us out.
no, both me and Ethan now, we're going to screw up the numbers for you, and then you're going to have to figure out what went wrong and when.
Yes, there you go.
I'll be like, sorry, Aaron, I wasn't feeling it. I just typed in that we had 40 pounds yesterday. And
I'm like, okay.
He's like, but we have 24.
I'm like, well, I'll just write that on the inventory sheet. We actually have 24. The idiot yesterday, he wrote 40.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
And the other thing was closing out the night. Have you ever closed out a store, Aaron?
You're talking about pizza, right?
Yeah, or just any, like,
Yeah.
making sure that all the money that's in the drawer is...
Oh, no, I don't deal
Correct.
with money. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Never had to deal with
That's
the money.
bad.
I've closed like different stores. No, when I was working with pizza over at Hungry Howie's, I never closed. I would work late, but I would never close.
You were a driver, though. I was like
Mm-hmm.
I was a shift lead,
Mm-hmm.
which is a fancy way of saying you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. For like maybe a little bit more pay.
Like 50 cents more.
Oh, I didn't get paid
Yeah.
more.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently, one girl, she got her way in with one of the managers before I started,
Yeah.
and she got paid 25 cents less than our general manager in the store.
Really?
Yeah, and our general manager was like, I hate that girl.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'd be closing out for the night, right? And so you're like, okay, so here's the drawer. I got to count the coins, right? And then you're closing out. So you have to figure out, I can't even remember anymore, but it was going on the computer and trying to put in the right amount of numbers. And the number needed to be even. And so in order to do that, you played around with the pennies that you had in the drawer. So let's say the drawers, you got to balance it out. It's like $100.53. Well, then you go back and you just count the pennies so that it goes to $100. So then you close it out. You take all the money out. You put it in the safe.
Put it in your pocket.
Inadvertently, you'd always have to call the manager. I'd be like, I'm trying to close out, and for some reason it says we're short $40.
Yes.
And she's like, how are you short $40? And this is like when I first started. It was because when you're closing out the drivers, their tips. So as a driver, you start off in the store and they give you $25, which is called a bank. And that is what you're supposed to make change with, easy change. So when someone says, hey, here's $15, I want 6 back. Okay, so you make it the change and you give it to them. So the store is paying you $25. So when you come back at the end of the night, either you've made enough tips to cover that $25 and you get to keep whatever's in your pocket, or if you made no tips, you're going to have to pay the store back that $25. Generally, that wouldn't really happen too often, but when you're closing out a driver, it gives you either negative or a positive sign. A negative meant that they owed you. A positive meant that you owed them. And so sometimes people would flip those things around. So the one lady, she paid me one time and they called me and they're like, hey, did you take $20 you weren't supposed to? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't keep track of my receipts. So then I had to start taking track of my receipts because the lady gave me $20 when I owed $20, which means that the drawer is short $40 now.
Oh, okay. I got it. Got it. Well, that wasn't your fault though.
No, it wasn't. And she's like, you need to start keeping track of your receipts. Don't you keep track of how much you're making? And I was like, at this point in my life, I really don't care about anything. So
Yeah,
The fact that I'm working here shows that I don't.
yeah.
but yeah, I had to start keeping track of that.
It was terrible. Like, because everybody shared tills for a long time. I think I told you guys about that a long time ago. But
Yeah, the guy who was ripping off.
yeah, the guy was ripping off. That night I had to cover like $60 because he stole $60 out of my till. And I didn't know it at the time, so I couldn't like be like, hey, this guy's stealing. But that's what I was thinking. And basically telling my managers is, hey, this guy's stealing. But the problem is when you go to, close your till and then you're missing money and it's like, but it's not there and you didn't do anything wrong. It's just, the till was very stressful, but most of the time you could get it right.
Well, that's what I'm saying is when you're closing out the store and it's like you have to put in the right numbers in order for this to shut down properly. Otherwise, the cops are going to come after you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's stressful.
And then you have to like.
Well, don't they have cameras? So that, like, wouldn't they be able to?
Oh yeah, they got cameras.
They didn't have it there.
Oh,
not at Pizza Hut.
Well, you see, the other thing too is at Papa John's, you'd have to get thoroughly trained in order to do that job. But because I just told them I could do it because no one was working in the store, they gave me a little bit of training, but I got no training on how to do the closing out. The lady just showed me how to do it, like personally. Yeah, it was a wonderful job.
Yeah, pizza's great.
Going from that to Papa John's was kind of cool, but then thankfully I don't work there anymore either.
Yeah,
it was just like at the April time when everything was kind of like shutting down. I was like, pizza's gonna be it. That's where you're gonna make the most money. And so I did it, and I made like $20 tips a lot of times.
It just makes me think of. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you can. What were you gonna say?
It just makes me think of like you going back to a pizza place. It's like that Thanos meme. Where did it bring you? Oh, back to me.
Yeah, the coronavirus.
Yeah,
back to me. Oh, but they had the manager from Phoenix called me one time. Not me. He didn't call me. He called our manager and told them to text all of us and see if we can go help out the Campbell store because one of the guys just left. Like no one was working in the store. So people were ordering.
No, there was only one person scheduled?
No, nobody showed up because they had worked. The Campbell store closes at 1 a.m. And apparently the people that were working the night before didn't get out till like 5 a.m.
Why?
Something happened, or 4 a.m. or something, because something happened with the cleaning. And so they said that they weren't going to show up for their morning shift.
Oh, those same people who closed were supposed to open too?
Which didn't make sense to me. I don't know what was going on. But they didn't have anyone who could show up in the morning. And one guy showed up, and then he said that he got a call from another job that he does where he makes $75 an hour. So he just left. And so they left me.
He just walked out of the store.
He called the manager and was like, I'm sorry, dude. This job's more important to me. I can't be doing this. Like, I'm losing money by being here right now. I got to go. So he left. And then I showed up. And that general manager from Phoenix, he was like, hey, he's like, thanks for showing up, dude. I didn't have any of the codes for like getting orders at first, so he had to like sign me into the system, and then he took off, and so I was just like sitting there. I don't know why my stupid camera thing is doing this. So yeah,
so what about deliveries and all that stuff? Were you just responsible for making the pizza? You didn't have to do deliveries?
So I rode my bike there, so I wouldn't have to leave the store
mm-hmm.
because I was just going to be a shift lead there.
Okay.
And he was like, how come you brought your bike? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, what are you going to do if you need to take deliveries? I'm like, well, I thought someone would have to stay in the store. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, yeah, I know, but blah, blah, you just need to have your car readily available. And I'm like, but I'm a shift lead. Like,
yeah, how can you leave the store if you...
Yeah, it was fun.
So what was his response for that? That doesn't make any sense.
He was just happy that I showed up. So,
and you worked over there for a while, didn't you? Like the Campbell store? Or was it just
like a day?
Oh, okay.
And then I like filled in as a driver one time, but then delivering in the university area is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
but I'm not really sure what the point of this podcast is.
No, we hate working at pizza places.
Yes, as
Never get a job in pizza.
my love for pizza though may bring me back there one day if I come upon hard times again.
Hey, desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Pizza is so good.
I'm sure nobody made it to this point in the podcast anyway.
Yeah,
We can say whatever we want.
they already clicked off.
They're like, whoa, jeez, man.
Do you know, honestly, I forgot for a split second that we were even recording.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. We're just going to can this episode. Sorry, Ethan.
No,
I was
you're
hoping
good.
that we could, break some new ground and talk about something that was not fast food related.
Well,
I thought it was still interesting, though.
I just want you to have to do inventory sometime, Aaron. That's all I'm going to say.
yes,
That's all I'm going to say. It is terrible.
it really is.
I mean, I do
It sounds
inventory, but
easy.
it's different from the way, like at my job currently, I do inventory, but it's once every 3 months, and it's a lot easier than that. It's
And you
literally,
guys would order Hungry Howie's.
and we'd order Hungry Howie's. Yep.
Yeah.
I made one of the orders one time,
Oh yeah, I think you told me that. Yeah.
and it was like 12 extra large pizzas,
Mhm.
and the last one had a sriracha or a hot sauce topping,
Mhm.
and I put barbecue by accident.
Did anyone say anything?
Well, they made me remake it. Because the thing about it was, like, I'm this one woman that I worked with. She was like, I can't put the sauce on like you do, because I'd be all artsy with it and
Mhm.
with swirls. And so
Mhm.
she's like, can you like put the toppings on this one? And I was like, sure. And I put the wrong topping on the whole pizza.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
I just swirled barbecue sauce all over. She's like, oh, dude, that was supposed to be hot sauce. I was like, oh. So I was like, well, I don't mind if I do. I went and just screwed it up.
Yeah.
Hey, you kept the pizza, right?
No, I think we gave it to you guys as an extra.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Which that's what I do when I was the shift lead. If I screw up a pizza, I just give it to people. There's nothing in the world that will make someone smile greater than free pizza.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could bring world peace and people would not be as happy as when you're like, hey, here's an extra pizza. They're like, what?
Well,
You're like,
well
yeah,
there's
it's wrong. You can have it. Oh,
there's the answer. That's how you achieve world peace. Just give everybody free
Give
pizza.
everybody free pizza.
oh, jeez, Ethan. You figured it out. You cracked the code, man.
Yes.
There's so many things I could say, but I'll just, I'll agree with you.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, Aaron, what can people look forward to next season?
Oh,
I
so
think we
next,
said cash prizes the last time, and we never gave that out.
well, I can assure you by season 3, yes, we will be at a point where we can give out cash prizes.
Oh my gosh!
Um,
Can you
Yeah.
give us some cash prizes?
yeah, next season is going to be pretty fun. We're going to do some different things. We're still going to have guests, but not necessarily every episode. And we'll incorporate some more music, some other topics that we'll be discussing, like music reviews, maybe some movies. We'll throw some extra stuff in there. And I have a couple of ideas that will remain a surprise for now, but yeah, it'll be good.
Aaron's gonna dress up in a pickle suit.
For a podcast.
I'm Scott Lehman, and now I'm in a pickle. Have you seen those
Anyway,
commercials?
Oh my gosh.
There's this guy who sells cars in Tucson, and he's like, I'm Scott Lehman, and I'm in a pickle. So he's like actually in a pickle suit as a mascot, and it's just like craziness.
Yeah. Why would they make that a commercial?
And you got a nickel. But yeah.
That's pretty dumb.
Okay, Ethan, anything else you want to add to this season finale?
That's a lot of pressure. Tune back in for season 3, I guess. For Aaron in a pickle suit.
Exactly.
that you'll only hear about. You won't see it though.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if they go to the Instagram, they'll see it.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go.
This has got to be the most uneventful season finale I've ever been to.
Well, technically, this doesn't have to be the last episode.
What are we going to talk about next time?
No, I'm saying that doesn't have to be you can swap.
Oh, no. No, this will be it.
Oh, okay.
This is us saying goodbye to you forever.
Forever. Until season 3.
Oh,
but I do think we should have Ethan back for sure.
What, talk about what? This guy is, all he knows is pizza.
Do you remember?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wait, we
have
won't
him back.
spoil it. But do you remember what I told you, Antonio? That I would be willing to do?
No.
Darn it. Well,
Text it.
okay, hold on. I'll text it. That's like the most boring thing ever, but...
What? Texting Antonio?
Yeah.
Like, dude, this stinks.
Dude, someone's got to communicate with him.
It's like Aaron. I ask Aaron something, and he's like, "Sure." I'm like, "What does that mean?"
Well,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'd be willing to do it again.
Yes.
Aaron's...
Ethan is
Very
going
curious.
to. He's going to
entertain us.
entertain us.
Well, I
Season
mean,
3.
Aaron needs to do it too.
Okay.
You already have refused, but Aaron needs to do it too.
Aaron will do it. I give you my word.
Oh.
All right. And Antonio will watch and make fun of us.
Okay. I want
So
to know.
stay tuned for season 3, Aaron.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to season 3 to
absolutely.
find out what this is all about. So yes, we
This
will
is going to
definitely
be
do this
excellent.
Yes. We'll tell you after the episode.
after we
Yeah.
start recording.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll let you in on the secret.
Okay. And do you have a PSA, Ethan?
No.
Okay. This has been Two Crazy Scoots Podcast with your hosts AO and Antino for the season finale. Stay tuned next time for season 3, where we delve deep into I don't know what, but something that does not involve pizza, I hope. Welcome to the end of the world. Welcome back to the season finale. This is going to be an extra long episode because apparently Ethan decided to have some interesting topic he wanted to bring up.
Well, I didn't know this is something we should talk about.
It's funny because a lot of people ask us this question, Ethan. And yes, it is normal to lose your hair at 19 years old.
Dude, do you see this? I'm not losing any hair. And I mean, I wish it would be. No,
Okay,
I
so
don't.
that wasn't the question. Ethan was asking us what it was like to make a podcast and
Yeah.
how you go about doing that.
I have these friends and they want to start a podcast. And so,
First, you got to come up with the name of the podcast.
yeah, that is going to be difficult part. I mean, that won't probably be the difficult part, but it will for me because I'm terrible at thinking of names for things. So,
Plumb out of luck. That's what it should be.
oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, that's $10. Anyways, next question.
I had a different idea, but maybe I'll save it for after.
Wait, Aaron. Oh, okay, yeah. PG-13. Two crazy scoops after midnight.
That's actually a good idea.
Well, no, I was just wondering what goes into it, like what kind of setups you need and stuff.
Well, right now, the best setup is probably just use Zoom. Because
Yeah,
Zoom has a
right.
record feature. Make sure everyone has a mic, if
Mhm.
possible. Even if it's, like what you have is fine.
Yeah, crappy headset.
Even if it's just a headset or something, that's fine. And then right now, that's all you really need. And then you can use, we use a program called Anchor,
Mhm.
and that's how you upload everything once you have it all saved. So you can record it, and then you can edit the files if you want on a computer, and you can use, what do you normally use for that?
I download this random app on my phone, but it's kind of like Audacity. Do you have Audacity on your computer?
No, I don't, but I'll have to look
It's a
into it.
free program that you can get, and it's kind of a little difficult to get used to, but once you do, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because you can cut out certain sections. So if one of your little friends wants to say some curse words, you can make sure that you can bleep that one out or replace it with a dolphin noise.
Well, yeah, it should be fun. I just think it'll be fun. It's a bunch of people that are younger than me, and so it's gonna be pretty crazy. But I think it'll just be funny to see the shenanigans. And I don't expect anybody to listen to it, but I think it'll be fun to make.
So everybody, go listen to Ethan's podcast. 2.5.
Out of luck.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my goodness.
Tweedledee and Tweedle idiot. But yeah, that's all I'd say is like as far as content goes, usually you can just think of something crazy. That's the whole crazy scoops thing. So I can't really give you too much of how we make the sauce in here, but
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I'll probably make up topics because
for a 13-year-old though, I mean, so Billy, when you got your first job,
actually 13, but they're pretty
they're
young.
7, okay?
Oh my gosh, no way.
So Billy, it says you cried over spilt milk this morning. You want to explain that to us?
Oh my goodness. I think it will just be fun to come up with topics to ask teenagers about. That's my theory, that it'll be great to hear what they have to say, because some of the things they say is pretty funny sometimes. So
yeah,
but that's just the kids in my area. So
well, there you go. I think that will finally end season 2. If you want to start a podcast, a lot of people are doing it. You'd be surprised. Even people who you wouldn't think would do it. Now they're like, I'm a professional radio host. And I'm like, listen, dude, I've been doing this since last year before I was trapped in my house.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, as long as you do it just for fun and not to make money on it, it's a lot more easy, because despite the fact that me and Aaron are becoming financially reliant on this podcast, I'm just kidding.
Pretty much.
It's something fun to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, that it would just be something fun to kill some time with.
Jeez, man, what do you want to kill time for? So
Well,
I guess
know.
I forgot
COVID?
to say this. Do you have anything to say to listeners, Aaron?
Thanks for your support and for putting up with me and Antino's shenanigans. Thanks for all the guests who decided to appear on the show. And looking forward to season 3.
Ditto.
Ditto's the word.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
Oh, that's pretty much all I have to say. Just thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
It just became an award ceremony.
I want to thank my mom.
What do you have to say to the listeners, I guess? When's your podcast supposed to drop here?
I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted.
Okay. Well, when you do, me and Aaron will be your first guests.
Oh yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get y'all involved, and then we'll just watch y'all do it.
I can't talk for Aaron, but I'll be up for it because I know Aaron needs a break too.
Yeah.
Well, just let me know in advance when you want to record it, and yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah. We'll have to get Ronnie on it for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you met Ronnie, Aaron?
I don't think so.
Well, once you do, you'll never forget him.
Good.
He's awesome.
He's high energy, man. He's like a really good go-getter.
But he's a really good guy.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, bye everybody. Thanks again.